At school, a boy named Fujimori is looking for his gym uniform. He wonders if he left it in the changing room. Suddenly, he sees a girl walk past, Kurumi-san. She looks stunning today, her calm, graceful presence catching everyone's attention. She's exactly the kind of girl he dreams about. He wishes he could talk to her one day. Just then, some students push past him. One of them calls him Morin, but his friend corrects him. His name's Fujimori. They laugh and say he's so gloomy they can't even remember his name. Fujimori replies, "Yeah, that's me. So gloomy no one remembers me." Meanwhile, Kurumi-san is at home. She locks her door. Her room is filled with photos of Fujimori. She even has his used tissues and some strands of his hair. Now she's holding his gym uniform, smelling it as if she's talking to him. She tells the uniform that she loves him. Back at school, Fujimori thinks about how nice it would be if Kurumi-san knew his name before graduation. But the truth is, she already knows everything about him. The next day, Fujimori can't find his eraser. He's stressed. How will he manage in class without it? Kurumi walks by, notices he's troubled, and silently places an eraser on his desk. Fujimori is stunned. The girl of his dreams just gave him an eraser. He thinks to himself, "She saw I was in trouble and helped me. Not only is she beautiful, but she's kind too, like a goddess." While he's lost in thought, the teasing boys return. One asks why Fujimori's acting all weird, saying it's creeping him out. The other reminds him not to mess with Fujimori just because he's gloomy. They all laugh, mocking Fujimori for looking flustered. Hearing this, Fujimori starts overthinking. He wonders if Kurumi-san gave him the eraser just because she was annoyed by how nervous he looked. He convinces himself that even she must find him irritating. At home, Kurumi places her eraser next to the one she secretly took from Fujimori. She's thrilled. Seeing their erasers together makes her giddy. She puts both in a plastic bag with care. Meanwhile, Fujimori is still obsessing over the eraser. He thinks maybe he should have returned it with a box of sweets. He even remembers how nice Kurumi's eraser smelled, and that thought makes him happy. The truth is simple. Kurumi just really loves Fujimori. Later, Fujimori goes shopping in town. He buys a bunch of stuff but tells himself it's fine. He only shops once a month. Suddenly, he sees Kurumi again. She looks amazing in her casual clothes. He's completely blown away. Why is she here, he wonders. As he gathers the courage to approach her, he overhears the same teasing students talking about a karaoke place. They say the clerk there was super gloomy and creepy, and it ruined the whole mood. Hearing that stops Fujimori in his tracks. He thinks, if I go up to her now, I'll just ruin her day too. She wouldn't want someone like me bothering her. So he lets her walk away without saying anything. At home, Kurumi is obsessing over him again. She gushes over seeing Fujimori in casual clothes. She writes in her notebook, filled with thoughts about him. She had the best time today. Back at school, Fujimori is practicing how to say good morning to Kurumi. He's facing a tree, repeating it over and over, trying to get the tone and confidence right. A camera hidden in the bushes is recording him. What Fujimori doesn't know is that Kurumi is watching from up in the tree. Just as he works up the courage to say it, the teasing boys spot him. They laugh hard, mocking him for talking to a tree. One says that getting greeted by a gloomy guy would ruin anyone's morning. Hearing this crushes Fujimori. He thinks maybe saying good morning to her would actually bother her. Meanwhile, Kurumi is at home, editing the video she recorded of Fujimori. She even turns his good morning into an alarm for herself. She wakes up to his voice every day. It makes her incredibly happy. Later, Fujimori wonders if good morning doesn't work, maybe saying bye-bye after school will. He hopes blending in with the crowd might make it less weird. He talks to a friend who brags about being confessed to by 10 girls. Fujimori is stunned. The friend brushes it off and says, "Girls are easy." Then he offers Fujimori advice. If he wants to talk to a girl, he just needs to hook her with a conversation. Fujimori hesitates, saying he's been really into Manga and a game called Legend of Gaara. They both glance over at Kurumi. The friend suddenly asks if Fujimori is going after her. Fujimori blushes and admits he is. He just wants to get to know her better. The friend laughs and says, "If it were me, I'd win over Kurumi-senpai easily. But you? You don't stand a chance." Hearing that hits Fujimori hard, and deep down he believes it might be true. After school, Fujimori suggests stopping by Bukon, a bookstore, on the way home. Kurumi-san, of course, overhears this. At Bukon, Fujimori and Yamamukaku meet up as planned. Kurumi is there too, disguised to avoid being noticed. To make it look natural, she even buys some books. Fujimori shows a book to Yamamukaku and asks if the girl on the cover looks like Kurumi-san. Yamamukaku tells him to stop. If Kurumi ever found out, she'd probably think he was a creep. Back at school, students are told to switch seats. Fujimori draws seat number 18, which makes him happy. It's a back row seat by the window. But just as he's about to sit down, he realizes Kurumi-san is sitting next to him. Shocked, Fujimori starts freaking out inside. He wonders if this is finally his chance to get closer to her. He nervously bows and greets her. "Nice to meet you." He stays bowed, waiting for her reply. But she says nothing. The silence becomes painful. Embarrassed, he straightens up and awkwardly tries to explain. Kurumi finally speaks. "I know." He feels slightly relieved, at least she responded. Just then, the boy who always teases Fujimori shows up. He complains about sitting near the teacher's desk and tries to take Fujimori's seat instead. He even tries to guilt Fujimori into giving it up, saying everyone would hate sitting next to a gloomy guy like him. He turns to Kurumi-san and asks if she agrees. Fujimori starts to believe him. Maybe she really doesn't want to sit next to someone like me. But not this time. The teasing boy reaches for the seat ticket, trying to take it by force. That's when his friend steps in and pulls him away. Later at home, Kurumi-san cherishes the seat ticket she secretly took from Fujimori. It's now part of her daily routine. She won't let anyone else have it. Meanwhile, Fujimori can't believe he actually talked to Kurumi-san. He's so excited, he calls his mom and tells her they should celebrate with red rice. Even that short conversation made him feel closer to her. At school, Tumi Fukuda appears, her shiny black hair and minimal makeup making her look sweet and innocent. She's charming in a rural, girl-next-door kind of way. She cutely asks Fujimori if she can borrow a colored pen. He gives it to her right away, overwhelmed by love. He starts to wonder, could Fukuda-san like me? But in truth, she's just manipulating him. She's a pro at using her charm to get what she wants from quiet, awkward guys. Right after, she runs over to Kurumi. Fukuda compliments her, saying she's cool, beautiful, and even her idol. Then Fukuda notices Kurumi dropped her notebook. She picks it up, and a photo of Fujimori slides out. She stares at it, confused. Why does Kurumi-san have a picture of that gloomy guy? She wonders if it's possible Kurumi has feelings for Fujimori, then quickly dismisses the idea. It's just too ridiculous. Still, she asks Kurumi if she dropped something, clearly hinting at the photo. Kurumi doesn't answer. Her cheeks turn red. Now suspicious, Fukuda takes another look. There are more photos of Fujimori on the floor. A lot more. She stares at Kurumi, confused by the sheer number of pictures. Suddenly, Fukuda shouts, "I won't accept this." She demands, "Do you seriously like Fujimori, that gloomy guy? He's not good enough for you. You need someone good-looking and impressive." Kurumi responds by asking, "Do you dislike quiet people?" She says she often attracts those kinds of people. Fukuda firmly denies it. "That's not the issue. My goal is to be with someone amazing. Everyone else is just background noise. Fujimori is one of those background characters. I just can't accept this." Kurumi replies, "You're so complicated." Fukuda storms off, saying she's going to see what kind of guy Kurumi's into. They follow Fujimori and Yamamukaku, who are reading books at Buokon. Fukuda watches silently, then yells at Kurumi, "Wake up! If you're gonna date someone, it has to be a handsome, high-spec guy." But as she continues ranting, she takes another look at Fujimori and stares. Fujimori, meanwhile, thinks Kurumi must prefer good-looking, impressive guys, not someone like him. Fukuda senses what Fujimori is thinking and suddenly shouts, "I still don't accept this." She walks straight up to Fujimori and Yamamukaku with a serious face and yells, "Fujimori, have lunch with me." Both boys are completely stunned. Later, during lunch break, Fukuda and Kurumi swap side dishes, while Fujimori and Yamamukaku join them. The boys are confused about what's going on. Fujimori is happy, but also nervous. He finally asks, "Why are we all having lunch together?" Yamamukaku thinks Fukuda must be in love with him. Fujimori wonders if that's true. It would make sense. But suddenly, Fukuda starts questioning Fujimori directly. "Are you good at anything?" He replies, "No, nothing." She doesn't believe him. "What about your hobbies? Your best subject? Sports? Midterm rank? Do you like fashion?" Fujimori stammers through it all. No real answers. With a big smile, she concludes, "You really don't stand out, do you?" Fujimori looks embarrassed, then Yamamukaku jumps in to help, bragging that Fujimori once reached S+30 in Splatoon and did great in X matches. His main weapon is the bolt, and it's one reason why he admires Kurumi-san. After hearing all that, Fukuda is shocked. She even turns to Kurumi and asks if she really heard what Fujimori said, and if she actually likes that kind of guy. Fukuda insists that a guy with no standout qualities isn't attractive and tells Kurumi to open her eyes. But this time, Kurumi finally responds. She calmly explains that Fujimori's hobbies are manga and games. His best subject is math, and he scored a 94 on the midterms. He's good at pen spinning, and from 2nd to 6th grade, he studied calligraphy. His work was even featured in a senior exhibit. He's a great swimmer and ranked 155th out of 1,324 students on the midterm exam. Kurumi adds that Fujimori's clothes are usually picked by his mom. Fukuda is left speechless. She stares blankly, unable to respond, just stuttering. Her image of Fujimori starts to shift. It's surprising, but kind of impressive. Meanwhile, Fujimori is thrilled. Even though he didn't talk to Kurumi directly, he got to eat lunch near her, and that alone made him happy. In the next class, Basic Physics, Fujimori looks under his desk and realizes he doesn't have his textbook. He starts to panic. Did I forget it? Just then, Kurumi-san leans over and softly asks if he wants to share her book. Fujimori's eyes go wide. He nervously asks, "Are you sure?" He had thought maybe Kurumi was turned off by how awkward he seemed during lunch, but now it seems like everything's okay. That thought makes him relieved and overjoyed. Kurumi suggests they push their desks together so they can share the book more easily. Fujimori agrees, and now she's sitting closer than ever. He's extremely nervous. She smells nice. Her eyelashes are so long, and she's kind. Fujimori's heart is full. He's completely in love. After class, he feels like he's floating in heaven. His friend Yamamukaku says they should go home already. But suddenly, Fujimori tells him to go ahead. He wants to stay behind for a moment. Yamamukaku shrugs and leaves, thinking maybe Fujimori forgot something. But the truth is, Fujimori wants to thank Kurumi-san before she leaves. He's hoping this could help them get even closer. He rushes back to the classroom and quietly peeks inside. Kurumi is still there. He takes a deep breath, feeling confident, ready to finally speak to her. But then, he sees something strange. Kurumi is performing her usual ritual. She's holding his basic physics textbook and carefully placing it in her bag. It's one of the things she secretly took from him. Fujimori stares, confused. His face turns nervous. Wait, maybe she actually hates me? Once again, he completely misunderstands everything.